Yo, what's up, YouTube? I know it's been a minute.
Stop the cap.
I know, it's been more than a minute, but I'm back now, right?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
What? Okay, but anyways, we're gonna try to get back into this consistency. But back on this video, we're gonna be talking about version 4.3 and the Genshin Impact update. Now, in the live stream, they released teased a couple of characters, giving Navia, Chevreuse, even Chiori. But we're gonna be talking about the star of the version 4.3.
Leader, Commander-in-Chief, Executive Director, and Boss of Spina di Rosula.
Now, I know y'all seen that thumbnail. No, Navia is not the star of version 4.3 to me. Now, I have nothing against Navia. I like Navia. I like her aesthetics. I like her gameplay. I like her kit. I like everything about her. That's why I'm showcasing her right here, because she is so cool and I like her story. I like her character. I like everything about her. But that's not who I'm talking about. Now, the real star to me, of course, y'all know how I like Electro. So if anybody is gonna be buffing Electro or adding any type of new kit or new meta, I'm gonna be on it if it's on Electro. And that's how I was with Hyper Bloom. Now this is how I am right now with Overload. And now we're gonna get into the real star of the show of 4.3.
Your crimes are evident. Drop your weapons. Justice will prevail.
Now, why do I think Chevreuse is the star of this patch? Well, if you like Pyro characters such as Hu Tao or Yoimiya, or Electro characters such as like Sino, Kaching, or Raiden Shogun, well, this could be a good buffer for you, because Chevreuse not only buffs Pyro characters and Electro characters, but she buffs their reaction. Now, we know since the game first started, Vaporize and Melt comps were the meta of this game. But now, since Chevreuse is added to this game, she's changing the whole meta. She's buffing Overload. That's right, Overload. A lot of people haven't been using Overload because it's more underwhelming when you compare it towards Vaporize and Melt comps. But now that Chevreuse is out, she's giving out a whole new meta. Now, if you don't know what Overloaded is, of course I can explain it to you. It's when the reaction of the Pyro element and the Electro element come together and fuse and makes another damage. Now, these days of age in Genshin, we don't really care about reactions. We just want to dish out good damage. But that's why I like this character, because I want a new style of playing, not this boring type of I just want to do big damage with this one character. No, or I want to shred resistance with Kazuha. No, let's do something new, and that's why I'm glad they made this character here. Now let's get into what Chevreuse can actually do. Chevreuse is a 4-star Pyro pole arm character. She is basically used to buff her team, given a specific element, which is Pyro or Electro. Her normal attack consists of 4 consecutive spear strikes, and her charge attack consumes a certain amount of her stamina to use her pole arm to launch herself forward towards her opponents, dealing damage along the way. Now, let's get into her skill. Her skill is called Short Range Rapid Interdiction Fire. Using her skill, she quickly shows her musket to fire her opponents, dealing AoE pyro damage. Now, she could either tap this skill or hold it. If you hold it, she enters in an aim mode, which can lock onto her target with a precise interdiction shot. After she fires this shot, she will continuously restore HP to the active character on the field, based off her max HP. To the foreign part of this skill, if she has an overcharge ball, she will fire the overcharge ball instead, and this will deal even greater pyro damage. in a large area. Now, to gain the overcharge ball, the characters on her party will have to trigger an overloaded reaction, and she will gain one overcharge ball at a time. And she can only gain one at a time. And when she periodically shoots a shot, a surging blade will be called forth, dealing Osea aligned pyro damage. Now her ultimate, which is called Ring of Bursting Grenades, she fires an explosive grenade at her opponents with her musket, dealing AoE pyro damage. After the projectiles hit, it splits into many secondary explosive shells. Now let's get into her passives. Now her first passive, which is Double Time March, this decreases her sprinter stamina consumption for her whole party by 20%. Now if you want to get some exploration out, you can put Chevreuse on your team to get around the map a lot quicker. Now her best passive, the one that's going to be used a lot, is called Vanguard Coordinated Attacks or Vanguard Coordinated Tactics. This is when an elemental type of all her party members is Pyro or Electro, or at least one Pyro and one electro type in her party. She grants coordinated tactics to the nearby party members when the overloaded reaction is triggered. And then when the overloaded reaction is triggered, the pyro and electro resistance of the opponents affected by this reaction will be decreased by 40% for 6 seconds. And this is the part of her kit which is very unique. This could be broken or not broken, but it creates a whole new meta for Genshin Impact. Now building a team around Chevreuse is quite easy, because all you have to do for you to activate that passive to shred the electro and pyro resistance, you have to have at least one electro character and one pyro character. Now I strongly recommend you have an applier of electro or pyro and a main DPS of electro or pyro. Vice versa, if you're using a main DPS of pyro, have an electro applier like Fischl or Yamiko or Lisa. And if you're using a main DPS on electro, make sure you have an applier of pyro like Xingling or Toma. These characters can dish out application of their element more, so you can always proc overload. Now I showcase a couple of teams on the Spiral of Bliss just to showcase the overload reaction, but these are teams that can actually work out. Now say for instance you want to use D-Luke and Fischl, you can. My main team has always been consistent of Raiden Shogun and Uemiya. This has been my team for a while now. That's why I'm so excited for Chevreuse to come out, because she's gonna boost my main team now. This is gonna spark up a new playstyle. Now, the artifacts to make Chevreuse good, I would probably consist of using 2-piece sets that has elemental skill damage like Golden Troop, or if you want to use like elemental mastery for overloaded like Gilded Dreams or Flower of Paradise Lost, you could use these to boost up the damage of the overload. Now you can also use Emblem of Severed Fate. Now I wouldn't recommend any like HP sets, because the healing is not all she could do, but it's not something that we aiming for. But I will match those other 2-piece sets that I previously stated with the 2-piece Prism Witch of Flames, so you can dish out more pyro damage, because if you proc the overload and you shoot her skill, it's gonna dish more pyro damage. Weapons you want to use on her are mostly probably energy recharge weapons or elemental mastery weapons like Dragon's Bane. These are type of weapons that can make sure she can get her ult faster or proc more overload damage as well. And then when it comes to her talents, skill is what you want to prioritized more over the normal attack and her ultimate, because the skill is what's gonna help her dish out more damage. All in all, you guys, this is what I think that Chevreuse is the star of version 4.3. It's because I feel like she's way unique than a lot of characters that is out right now. And I'm tired of playing the old metas. I'm tired of doing vaporize and melt comps. I'm tired of just dishing out big damages like Nuvolette or Navia. I'm sorry, Navia, but it's boring. And this game is getting to that state of boredom. And now I'm happy that this character is pulling out new metas. I mean, look at Chevreuse. Aesthetically, she might not be on par with Navia, but she still is cute. And if you played that new event, you can tell that she is not somebody to be played with. And you can tell that she's a character that can be added to the waifu collection if she is on your waifu tier list or not. But yeah, this is my video on why I think Chevreuse is the star of version 4.3. I'll see you guys later. Peace.